Your young Philium Brown back once again. OPHIUCHUS, if you will. We are back with another banger. I'm here to talk about the intentional choice behind your actions, the importance and the power of intentional choice. So on this quest of liberation and truth, I have realized choices, of course, need to be made. Decisions, of course, need to be made. And between every thought, between every action, between every reaction, between every decision, between all of these things, that point between where you receive stimulus and act on said stimulus, there is a space for choice. There is a space for intention. There is a space for thought. Obviously, that space differs between people, in different magnitudes and different impacts. They impact people differently, but you get what I'm trying to say. The magnitudes of this space are different for every single individual. These things, that space is dependent on emotional capacity, intelligence, emotional intelligence, I should say, maturity, those type of things. Ability to maintain calm, the ability to maintain under pressure, the ability to not react instantaneously when you receive the stimulus, to actually sit with it, process it, and intentionally choose how you decide to respond, what action you're going to take in light of this situation. You know what I mean? Why is choice the important factor? Because choice is the literal, some would call it a portal. If you want to go somewhere, you make the choice to do something. You get there quicker or you get there slower. In the terms of manifestation, the law of attraction, the law of abundance, that type of thing, you really want to embody that state of what you want to get. You really want to embody that state of what you want to be. For me personally, I'm trying to be the highest possible version of myself, conduct myself in the highest possible version that I am simply capable of. And once I reach that peak, obviously, increase my capability. But while you are in that state of being, it's not a case of, all right, I am this now, so I don't have to worry about anything else. It's true, you don't have to worry about anything else, but you do have to make the intentional choice to act in alignment with your goals, dreams, the person you want to be. You have to make intentional choices that would push you closer to your goal, rather than choices that do not serve the place or the person you want to be. The power of choice is a very interesting one, because most people feel like they are trapped. They are, forced to make this decision. They are, there's a certain set of systems that in place, which if they do not follow, if they do not uphold, then their survival is in jeopardy, their cash flow is in jeopardy, their revenue, the ability to shelter, which is understandable. These are things you need to survive. These are things you need to actually, feel safe, feel comfortable, feel secure. However, would you trade freedom? Would you trade authenticity? Would you betray your true self? Would you betray your true self for the sake of survival? Would you betray who you really are? Would you wear a mask, go to a place you don't want to go to, do the things you don't want to do? And this doesn't count for responsibility. These responsibilities are a choice as well. It's like, I chose to go to this job, therefore I chose to make these my responsibilities. So It's a case of, are the choices I'm making choices that I actually want to make? Are these choices that I don't mind sacrificing my time, my security, my safety for? Are these choices that I will actually, what's the word I'm looking for? I would, am I making choices? Am I making intentional choices that I stand behind, believe, trust in, and have faith in? Because if not, then in my opinion, you're denying yourself. You're betraying yourself. You're betraying your authenticity. I understand there are people who think they have no choice. They had to go into this section, they had to go into this industry, they had to go into this world because that place is saturated. What they wanted to do wouldn't make them enough money. But really and truthfully, nothing is impossible. I like to think from a state of being where I can achieve anything. I don't want to hear, you can't do that because of this, you can't do that because of this. The only deciding factor of what you can or cannot do is yourself and your effort, which is where consistency gets into play. Because the consistent man who stays on task, working 5% for a year, it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't even matter what you do, what choice you pick, what industry you tap into. If you stay consistently passionate, and intentionally make choices to develop, improve, produce, and expand what you're doing, you will not fail. You just stay consistent. Eventually, you have more opportunities for luck to play a part. You are causing so many effects, and these effects will bounce back to cause new effects. It's like an echo chamber. It's like a bing, bing, bing. This sound affects this sound. Then as soon as you hit this sound, that sound affects this sound. Then you got two sounds just cascading up into the air. So that's the whole point of consistency. And you have to realize, you're not going to see your journey. You're not going to see your destination for perhaps 90% of the way, which is where the faith and the intentional choice comes into hand. Intentional choice to stand by, to believe in what you're actually choosing, to believe in the decisions you're making. And that's the whole point. Because if you don't have any belief or confidence in what you're actually doing, then you will not remain consistent. You need to remind yourself of the things you're doing, why you're doing the things you're doing. That's where the intention comes into play. You have to remind yourself fully every single day, why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Really dig deep. Oh, I'm doing this so I can make money. Okay, why are you making that money? So I can survive. Why do you need to survive? Why do I need to do this to survive? The whole point is we're trying to direct ourselves by degrees, by different angles, by different choices, closer and closer to where we want to be. And these choices don't just come from nowhere. In my opinion, I've developed like a nice little, it's the way I compartmentalize the little document, of course, that talks about goals, systems, habits, and identity, which are the most four important things you need to focus on if you want to achieve your dreams. You need goals, you need systems, which is just of course, system of habits which push you towards your actual goal, which push you towards your actual dreams. And you need, obviously, the right kind of habits in that system, which push you towards your desired dream. The goal is there for milestones, so you know you're actually making progress in what you're doing, so you can have faith in that consistency, so you can see tangible results of that consistency. I'm getting into development of this one soon, and I will be providing that as a service eventually. However, that's what I've got for today. Intentional choice, intentional action, faith in consistency. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust what you're doing. You have to trust where you're going. OPHIUCHUS out. OPHIUCHUS.